Hello everyone, my name is Tofika and I'll be presenting the first two parts of our student management system. So to begin with, this is our main menu class, which allows us to access different parts of the system. And here is our package, student management, and our class, main. So I've created this method here for for our main menu, and it has a scanner function which allows the system to get information from the user, the information that the user inputs, and here it shows how the system will print out our main menu and display it in the console. And here it shows that if the user inputs a selection, then the value will be returned and used in our main method, which is this part. So for the main method of this class, I used a switch case to be able to switch between all the different driver classes for the different components in the system. So I also used a do while loop, so for as long as there are 5 options or less in this block of code, then it should be able to execute. So next we have our student record object, and in this class I've assigned different data types to these variables, and I created a method to construct a student object with the given values. Then in this section, I've used the get statement to ask the user what their details are, and the return statement to return the values entered for the student. Next, we have the student record tester, which is also the driver class for the student records. And here I made a student record menu with 3 options. As shown here, creating a student record, viewing a student record, and exiting the system. So again, I used a scanner to allow the user to input the data, and then I've also used a do while loop. So for this block of code here, if the number written here is 3 or any number, then this block of code should execute the amount of times of the number, the same amount of times as the number. And if it exceeds the number, then a message will be written that the student record is full and you can't add any more students. Next is if you select option 2 from the menu, then it will print out the user input from option 1 of the menu. So let's go ahead and run the system and see how it works. This is what our main menu looks like, and we'll be selecting student record, so that's number 1. Then we need to create a student record, so select number 1 again, and I'll just fill out this information. And then again, the menu will loop, and you'll be able to select again whether you want to create another student record for another student, or if you want to view the student record or exit the system. So let's just go with viewing the student record right now. And here it's the student record for the information that we just inputted into the system. And your next choice could be either to again create another student record or view the student record or just exit the system. So if I exit the system, then that's it. The loop will be terminated and you can't create or view a student record anymore. So that's it for my part, and thank you for your time.
Hello, respected teacher and my fellow classmates. In this section, I'll be explaining about the student attendance system. It's a very simple and flexible program made for the ease of the user. So let's see the main class, main.java. Here I have defined students as S1, S2, S3 and so on. So I'll take attendance for 6 students. So get attendance will be also 6 correspondingly. But if the teacher wishes, she can increase the number of students and also the get attendance part. Now let's move on to students.java. The variables are declared. Scanner method is used to take input from the user as the like. Then comes the interesting part where the teacher can take the attendance as a daily manner or as a manner of the whole semester. So if she presses 1 for the course, for the number of the course, then she'll be displaying the attendance for the daily. And if she presses like 20 or 25, that means she will be demanding the attendance list for the whole semester. The program is set to recognize present as 1 and absent is 0. Let's move on. This is the student getter, student ID, student getting course name, attendance getter. Then display attendance for each student. If else is used, if pressed 1, then they will print present. If pressed 0, they'll print out absent. So let's run the program. Student details, name, max, course OOP, total classes for the course. Let's say she's taking the attendance of 1 day, press 1. If she's present, then also press 1. Next student, let's say Yalstan, course OOP, classes for the course. For instance, the student had a tutorial and lecture in 1 day. So if the teacher presses 2, she was present in the first class, so I press 1. She was absent in the second class, so I press 2. Student details, Toffee. We can also change the course name. We change it to CAO. Total classes for the course 1. Present for lecture 1. She was absent. The next student, Umair. His subject will be database. For example, he also had a lecture and a tutorial in 1 day. So let's press 2. So for lecture 1, he was absent. And for the tutorial, he was absent as well. The name will be Joel. Course name is Maths. He had 1 class that day and he was present. So the next person's name is Nu. His subject is physics. He had 4 classes in this week, so the teacher is taking the attendance as a weekly manner. So for day 1 he was absent. For day 2 he was for day 1 he was present. For day 2 he was present as well. For day 3 he was absent and also absent for day 4. So you can see the attendance for Max present, attendance for Yazdan present, absent, attendance for Umar absent, absent, then for Joel present, and for Nu we took his attendance as a weekly manner, so he was present for the first 2 days and absent for the last 2 days.
Alright guys, today I'll be showing you about my part, which is the calculating part in the OOP project. So as you can see here, this whole bunch of code is the calculating part in our OOP project. I'm going to run it, showcase you. First it will prompt you to enter the number of subjects that you have taken. So in this case I will enter 4, and then it will prompt you to enter the name of the subjects. In this case subject 1, so I'm going to enter mathematics, then I'm going to enter physics, geography, and English. Next it will prompt you to enter the marks for each subjects. For the first one, it will prompt you to enter the marks for the mathematics, which I'm going to enter for E9.5, and then physics, randomly 68.45, 78.45, 45. Let's make it 68. Right. Now it will show you all of the subjects and marks that you have entered right here. Next it will prompt you which operations that you want to do. So the first one is calculate GPA, and the second one is total marks. So we're going to look at how much GPA we are getting from all these marks, right? As you can see here, it will display the GPA based on the marks that you have entered, which is 3.42.
Hello, I'm AJ and I'm going to demonstrate and show you the codes of course selection. And here, as you can see, it's Java project, and inside the package of students management system we have one driver class and one class that we made to write our codes in. And as you can see, this is the declaration for courses and ID and course names. These are here, and our primary courses, which are here, and elective course. So we run the program, and it asks us to first primary majors: math, chemistry, physics, biology, and English. It's please enter the primary course ID you would like to enroll in. Let's say chemistry. Enter. Electives: history, media, and arts. Please enter the elective course ID you would like to enroll in. And let's say media. There it is. You have selected chemistry as your primary major and media as your elective course. So this is how is it basically, and I hope you like it.
Hi guys, my name is Muhammad Umair Bhatti, and for this project I'm doing the fees part. So what it does is it lets you enter the courses that you are enrolled in, then calculates the total tuition fees for you, then gives you the option to pay an amount, and finally shows you your tuition balance. So here I have a main class called student database, and then each student is going to come from a class called student. So first let's have a look at the properties that we're going to be prompted to enter. We have private string courses. Then we have private static integer, tuition balance is equals to 0. And then finally we have private static integer, cost of course is equals to 700. So here's what I did. I have a public void enroll, and then I wanted to get inside a loop where when user is done enrolling, the user hits Q to quit. Now I want it to print that. So I went with the code system out print enter course to enroll bracket Q to quit. Now because I want to receive input, what I did was scanner in is equals to new scanner bracket system dot in. So here we can say that if course is equal to anything but Q, then we do what we do. Else then we are going to break. Then what we can do is while 1 is not equals to 0, which is forever. Then I had a problem. As I would hit Q, it would not quit. So what I had to do was if course dot equals, then say not equal to Q, then quit. Yeah, I know it's a little confusing, but bear with me because the not equal method is a deeper look at equals. So now we are done with the first part. Now we want the system. Now we want the program to show the tuition balance. So I use the system out print code. System out print your balance is dollar plus tuition balance. And also I created a public void view balance. That was simple, wasn't it? Now we want user to pay the tuition fees. So here we have public void pay tuition. And then we have the method view balance. Then we will have the code system out print enter your payment and enter your payment dollars. Then I wanted it to calculate tuition balance. So here I have tuition balance is equals to tuition balance minus payment. As everything else, we want to receive input. So we are going to have our scanner in is equals to new scanner bracket system.in. Now we'll have integer payment is equals to integer dot next integer. I also wanted the system to ask the user how much they would like to pay. So I used system out print enter your payment. Now finally I wanted it to print thank you for the payment of dollars. So let's say the user makes a payment. Then we should right away call the view balance method. So these are basically the codes that I used. Now let's get into the test where I say create create a new student. stu1 is equals to new student. Now I have two methods to call. One is stu.enroll and the second one is stu.paytuition. Finally, let's run it. Now, for example, I'm the user and I want to calculate or I want to find out my total tuition fees. So I'll enroll all the modules that I have. For example, object-oriented programming. Next, database systems. Then I have discrete structures. Then I have computer architecture and organization. Then I have life skills. And then finally, I have millennials. Now these are the 6 modules that I currently have. Now I'm going to press Q to quit. Now it shows that all the modules, that I'm enrolled in. Then it says my balance is $4,200. Now it's asking me to enter a payment that I would like to make. Let's say I would like to make $2,500 as a payment. Then it will say, thank you for your payment of $2,500. And then finally it's showing me my balance, which is $1,700. So that was my part. Thank you. And now on to my other teammates.